This is Showtime Sean Porter.
This is Earl Smith Jr.
Hey everyone, this is Jesse Vargas.
And you're watching True School Sports.
You're watching True School Sports.
And you're watching True School Sports.
Stay tuned.
Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, you guys see this, the sun glistening on my butter pecan skin. You know, we're here in Marina Del Rey, beautiful Marina Del Rey. But anyway, I wanted to give my thoughts on Rayo Valenzuela, because to me, just for me being there last night, that was the story of the night. It wasn't, Ruiz was cool. I enjoyed the Ruiz fight. Pitbull Cruz, fucking mismatch, but that's the end of the video. The fight I wanted to talk about was Rayo Valenzuela, because this is a guy, Rayo Valenzuela, who's made a lot of noise in the 135 division with, the Teofimo Lopez sparring rumors to the constant back and forth with Rolly and other fighters. And there's been a lot of people, especially in the boxing media, for good, bad, or indifferent, that have been hyping this kid up to no end, talking about he's this and he's that. And look, I got nothing against Rayo. I've met him on one occasion. Very nice person. I love watching him fight, because Rayo, one thing about him, win, lose, or draw, one thing about Rayo's gonna go in there and Rayo's gonna rumble. He's gonna go in there, he's gonna let the leather fly, and whatever the outcome may be, it's gonna be. But he fought a guy, Edwin De Los Santos, who was a late replacement opponent. He was a guy that, I'll be honest with you, the only thing I knew about him was that he could punch, really, just from looking at his box rec and talking to some people in the boxing world. Big credit goes out to my boy Johnny again. My boy Johnny, the pride and the joy of North Las Vegas. My boy Johnny. He was telling me this is a dangerous fight for Rayo, and he broke it down pretty well, and that's exactly what it was for Rayo. Edwin De Los Santos, southpaw, hard punching, hungry Dominican fighter. He knew that pretty much for him. And it goes back to what I say about Dominican fighters, is like, they know a lot of times they're not going to get the call for their big opportunities in favorable circumstances. So it's always going to be kind of like this. Short notice, if opponent falls out, or whatever the case may be, they're going to be used as the opponent. That's how it was for Hector Luis Garcia, and that's how it was for Edwin De Los Santos. But man, oh man, he was prepared. He really took advantage of his opportunity. This is a guy, Edwin De Los Santos, that, from the very first round, from the first bell, he was getting Rayo's respect immediately with that straight left hand. From the straight left hand to the right hook, he was getting his respect. And mind you, it wasn't like Rayo got dominated. I think it was the first round. He dropped Edwin De Los Santos as well. They both exchanged knockdowns, but they fought fire with fire. It was a fire fight. And I guess Edwin De Los Santos' fire was just burning a little bit hotter. And he was able to not just beat up Rayo Valenzuela, but kind of like expose Rayo Valenzuela. I hate to use that word, because we joke around using that word, but I really think it's an appropriate word here. Like, he really exposed Rayo Valenzuela. He really punched a hole through him. He damn near knocked him out the ring. I think it was a second knockdown. I could be wrong. It might have been the first knockdown. I don't remember which knockdown it was, but he literally hit Rayo Valenzuela. He damn near knocked him out the ring, knocked him halfway through the ropes. So Rayo Valenzuela wasn't just losing the fight, he was getting beat up badly. And sometimes, like when you look at some of Rayo's previous fights against like the Austin Dulays of the world and guys like that, he had been showing some vulnerability, some leaky defense and things like that. And he had a guy in De Los Santos that was prepared to exploit every last freaking thing, flaw that Rayo had. And now I look at this as kind of it's a bad thing, because Rayo really was supposed to beat that guy, right? Because they brought him in for a reason. But at the same time, it's good for Rayo too, because now Rayo Valenzuela, he won't be, protected like a lot of the top, prospects in boxing. He's gonna be put in fights. He might even be the opponent to some guys. Maybe PBC makes him get versus Chris Colbert. Maybe they're more prone to make the Pitbull Cruz fight because of what they saw against Edwin De Los Santos, I don't look at this as a negative for Rayo. It is in the short term, but long term, I think it'll be great for him, because now I think it'll be easier for him to get the fights that he would have wanted. But the story of this is really Edwin De Los Santos, because now at 135 we have a new player in the division. You know, he's I'm sure he was working hard in the dark preparing for this fight. I know from talking to my boy Johnny that he had fought on some cards in Argentina, and you know, look, he deserves the opportunity to step up. You know, I don't care if it's against Pitbull Cruz or Frank Martin or whoever the case may be. He didn't just win, he made an impression. Because in boxing, sometimes you can win, but, you know, you may fail to make an impression. He made an impression last night. Like, I want to see him again. I want to see what this guy has to offer some more, because, you know, he's just another in a long assembly line of what seems to be the fastest growing country for boxing in the Dominican Republic. Like, it's not a country that gets the hype that Mexico gets, or Puerto Rico, or Nicaragua, or a lot of other countries from Latin America in boxing. But truth be told, the Dominican Republic might just be the damn best, apart from Mexico right now. They might just be the best country in Latin America for boxing. And it's happened relatively quickly. I mean, you had Alberto Puello, who just became the WBA champion at 140. You had Luis Garcia, who just became, I believe, WBA champion at, what was it, 130. You got Edwin De Los Santos, who just scored one of the biggest upsets of the year. You then also have, and people forget, it's crazy because Dominican boxing is doing so great right now that the best Dominican fighter is actually getting kind of pushed to the back of the line and forgotten about for a little bit. And that's Michel Rivera, who I saw last night. I talked to him for a little bit, and he was very excited about the win. He could barely speak because he was so excited for his countrymen that De Los Santos had beat Rayo Valenzuela. But, like, the Dominican Republic, I'm telling y'all, it's like the same thing with baseball. Like, Dominican fighters have always had talent, going back to the days of Juan Guzman and all that. But now it's like you're seeing people in boxing invest, you know, into the infrastructure and training facilities in the Dominican Republic. And now you're starting to see that talent flourish a little bit. And you know what? I'm gonna throw this one out there. I'm not sure when this card is, but I know there's another Dominican fighter who I'm a fan of, named Frenchy Fortunato, who's fighting on Showbox soon. He's a B-side, but Dominicans are always the B-side. They're always seemingly against the grain. They're always seemingly against all odds, but they've been overcoming, and they've been showing and proving what they can do in boxing. So shout out to Edwin De Los Santos, man. He's a new player at 135. As far as Rayo, I think there's a lot of good fights out there for him. Personally, the fight I want to see, because I think it makes the perfect sense to make right now at this juncture in time, would be him versus Rolly. I mean, they have history. They, you know, Rayo's been calling them out. They've had incidents at different fights and things of that nature, and they're both coming off losses. So I feel like what a great time for them to fight each other in a kind of like loser leaves town sort of scenario. And I think you'll get two desperate fighters, two guys that can punch, two guys that, you know, will be desperate to win, and those always create the best fights. So those are my thoughts on, you know, Edwin De Los Santos and his showing, his first impression on me. Against Rayo Valenzuela. Exposed him, beat him the hell up, knocked him through the damn ropes. So, hey, shout out to Edwin De Los Santos. Shout out to the Dominican Republic. They're on fire right now. Right now, I believe the Dominican Republic has more world champions than Puerto Rico and Cuba. So right now, they're really flying the flag high for the Latin American countries. But, you know, leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe, because we're on the road to 50,000 subscribers, and I know we're going to get there quickly and swiftly with your guys' help. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you guys can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.
And I think True School Sports, he's the truth. One of the best YouTube, the best.
Ooh, the number one.
Number one.
Brandon, you've been there, man, and you're building up a good following with us.
Thank you.
And I'm proud to be a part of what you're doing too. You are spectacular, and
thank you, man. All the best to True School Boxing, and keep up the good work.